goat production and breeding strategy. Breeding is one of the pillar of the improvement and conservation. So goat is the most preferred animal species due to low capital investment, less risk, round the year income, which is 14 to 65% per household per year, has proven record of eradicating hunger and poverty, act as insurance against disaster and playing bigger role in livelihood, particularly in disadvantageous regions. Goat with multifaceted utility contribute 9% of livestock GDP. Dairy goat is a cow of a family, provide rich nutrition at low investment and maintenance cost, easily reared with crops and other livestock species and poultry. Large potential for capital storage, household income, employment, nutrition, and women empowerment, and also uses low quality and infertile soil effectively. Population of goat in India, it is 149 million, 13.6% of world and 25.8% of Asia. And currently India ranked number 1 in the world. Rajasthan, West Bengal, UP, Bihar, MP, they are having 50.7% population and maximum density found in the eastern region. Goat milk production in India is on number 1 position. It is about 6.33 million ton. And Rajasthan, UP, MP, Gujarat, Maharashtra, these are the states which contribute mainly in the goat milk production. And goat meat production in India is 1.18 million ton. It is about 18.5%, second after China. Goat contribute 13.72% of total meat production. So, and the goat milk production is 470 gram per day from a goat, and carcass weight is national average 11.4 kg. So the carcass weight per dog per year range from 16 to 28 kg under optimum management, and the low carcass weight in India is primarily basically attributed to the suboptimal management, as well as our majority of the goat breeds, they are small or dwarf size, and the 80% stakeholders are poor and marginal farmers. But unfortunately, in India, our more than 80% goats, they are reared under the extensive system, which is largely of the based on the grazing, which is highly deficient, and the stocking rate is very high. And as we know that the community property resources, they are also in the very poor condition. So there is a huge scarcity of buck mother farm. This is one of the important area where our farmers and policymakers should think on it. And the breeding of goat with unknown potential impure or scrub bug is doing negative selection. So because the all the high potential male, they were either castrated or sold at very early ages. So whatever the left out inferior bucks available, they contribute in the breeding and resulted in the negative kind of selection. And the ratio of pure buck to doe, it is varied 140 to 180 from our different survey based project. Indiscriminate interbreeding is very much prevalent due to ignorance and indiscriminate slaughter of male. Inbreeding is also increasing due to use of own farm male for a long period of time. Large flocks are reducing due to shrinkage of grazing land, which by default provide breeding services to small farmers or small flock owners. Data recording is highly inadequate, which is prerequisite for the genetic improvement. And the farmers, they have very poor need realization for vaccination, deworming, strategic feeding, and which cause 30 to 40% goat mortality, thus reduces the replacement rate, and of course the productivity also goes down by 50 to 100%. Inadequate, unhygienic, and intermixed and overcrowding housing, distressed and unorganized marketing of goat and produce, the commercial goat farming is emerging in a big way. We are having 37 goat breeds which have developed by our ancestor for the different agroclimatic region and for the different purpose. And these breeds are distributed from Ladakh to Kanyakumari and from Gujarat to Nagaland. And the goat breeds which are found in the northwestern region, they are by and large dual purpose and having better ability to produce milk, like Beetle, Jamnapari, Jalawadi, Kohilwadi, and Surti. And the goat breeds found in the eastern and southern region, they are basically selected or evolved for the meat purpose. So they are having the good feed conversion efficiency, good prolificacy. We are having nearly 63.5% nondescript goat. Of course, some of them are under some of the population under the evaluation process, and the purebred goat population is only 27.4%, where we can have the effective selective breeding program. Data also shows that the goat population is predominated by the Black Bengal, and the other breeds having quite less population. That is also a kind of concern. The current breeding policies is for the recommended by the government of India, by the ICR, as well as by the institute, that the selective breeding in the tract where sufficient population exists with large genetic variability and breed has genetic potential and economic utility. Whereas the grading up is recommended for the low potential goats, focusing character to be improved, that is for the size suitability, agroclimatic condition, combining ability, feed fodder availability, market, and socio-economic conditions. So the breed which is going to upgrade the nondescript goats should have these kind of attributes. This slide again show that what is the share of the which particular breed. The major concern is that many of the breeds like Beetle, Malawari, Gatti, Jakrana, Kachhi, Salem Black, Mehsana, Jalawadi, Kaniyaddu, they all have 4.8% share in the recognized goat breeds. So we have to that this is the area where we have to make efforts, and we also have some of the endangered or vulnerable goat breeds. These are Attapadi Black, Pantja, Konkan Kanyal, Teresa, Chegu, and Sumini, which have very less number of population, maybe 5,000 to 20,000. So on the basis of just milk production, uh, for the sake of the knowledge of our participants, so like the some of the breeds in India have very huge potential for milk yield. These are the Beetle, Jagrana, Jamnapari, Surti, Jalawadi, and Gohilwadi. They are producing up to 550 of 600 liter milk yield in 250 to 300 lactation. And at CIRG currently there are 4-5 Jamnapari goats whose milk yield is more than 500 liter in a lactation of 250 to 300 days. So the many of the breeds which are dual purpose in India, and they also have very good potential like Barbari, Sirohi, Marwari, Sojat, Karoli, Gujri, Kachhi, Mehsana. So these breeds have potential up to 250 liter milk yield. Of course, the breeds in the temperate region like Chegu, Chandhagi, Gaddi, Bakarwali, they have lesser milk yield, or in fact has not focused for the milk yield. They were primarily focused either for the skin or for the meat. So the goat breeds found in the southern and northeastern region, they are predominantly meat type breed except the Malawari. So these are the Black Bengal, Teresa, Assam Hill, Suminu, Kodeyaddu, Kanayaddu, Salem Black, Black Attapadi, Konkan Kanyal, Vidri, Nandi Durga, Pantja, Ganjam. So the milk yield of these breeds is 20 to 50 liter in a lactation period, and the lactation length is also quite less, 40 to 75 days. This slide shows that why the Indian goat breeds having less production or productivity. The major reason is that they are predominantly reared on the extensive kind of management system where all the birth weight, 12-month weight, weight gain, body weight, dressing percentage are 20 to 75% less as compared to semi-intensive management system. This is the performance about the large size goat breed. So under semi-intensive management system, we have achieved 25 to 40 kg body weight. Of course, under the controlled experiment program, under the intensive or stall feeding system, we have attained Jamnapari body weight more than 65 kg in a year. The performance of milk yield is also 40 to 50% increases when the goats are reared under the semi-intensive kind of management system, and the litter size, age at first feeding. So all these traits show the tremendous improvement. So this is about the dual purpose goat breeds. So you can see the birth weight, 12-month weight. There is a 20 to 30% improvement in the growth rates, milk performance rates, and the reproductive or litter size. So this is about the meat goat breeds performance. By this slide, I have tried to show that the Black Bengal or other dwarf breed also have a very good potential for growth, because many of our trainees, they are from the Black Bengal, from the Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. They always have a demand for Jamnapari, Sirohi, Barbari, with the view that the individual body weight is less in the Black Bengal. So by this slide, I will try to explain the potential of a female in terms of overall body weight delivered by a female. This is about the little bit the sale price, purchase price of these females, and for the age at first kidding. So you can see that in the large size goat breed like Jamnapari, Sirohi, they are having 6 to 8 months more age at first kidding. It means at the cost of 10 rupees or 8 rupees per day. So you can calculate this thing. So kidding interval is also 2 to 4 months more. But the litter size, so litter size in the Barbary it is 1.6, Black Bengal it is 2.2, whereas it is 1.4 in Jamnapari and 1.3 in Sirohi. So ultimately, the body weight of individual animal at the age of 12 months in case of Barbary under the semi-intensive management system, it is 22 kg, in Black Bengal 14 kg, Jamnapari 27, Sirohi 27. So the body weight per female per year delivered is 29.6 kg by Barbary, 33.24 by Black Bengal, 36.45 by Jamnapari, and 35.1 kg by the Sirohi. So if we consider the overall profitability, considering the milk yield, feeding interval, litter size, and the expenses occurred on the up to the age at first kidding. So the net profit per goat per year on the basis of operational cost is somewhere about 8,000 by Barbary, 7,370 kg by Black Bengal, 6,975 by Jamnapari, and 5,850 rupees by the Sirohi. And the net profit is like that. Of course, there are certain breeds which have created a specific market for the sacrifice or eat. So it is good as well as the concern also. So like the Barbary, Jamnapari, Sojat, Sirohi, they preferred for the eat on the basis of their coat color, their meat texture, and other parameters. So they have the huge demand, but at the same time, by the ignorance of farmer, they are allowing high potential male for the castration and which is the major concern for the subsequent genetic improvement. So by the balanced feeding or intensive feeding, this body weight further may increase by 25 to 50%. So now recently the government of India has introduced a very good scheme for the dairy goat breeds, because our most of the dairy goat breeds having facing the problem of sort of endangerment or dilution, due to because there was not a good price for the milk. So that's why the beetle, Jamnapari, Jakrana, particularly, or Surti, still the population in their home tract is not very satisfactory. If we are able to provide good price to the milk, the profit from these breeds will also much better than the meat type of breeds, and the issue of their conservation will also automatically solve to a great extent. So with the having the economics, the price of yearlings, the age at first kidding, litter size, body weight at 12 months, lactation period, milk yield, I have tried to calculate, and this is based on the data from farmers. All this data we have obtained from our dairy farmer. So if the price of oat milk is 30 rupees per liter, then the net profit net profit in dairy breeds is less as compared to meat breeds. But once the price of oat milk is increases up to 60 rupees, which is not very high, because the goat milk is act as a tonic, as a nutritional supplement. So the net profit will be much higher in dairy goat breeds, and it is somewhere more than 10,000 in beetle, and about 10,000 in Jamnapari and Jakrana, and a little bit higher than the meat breeds or dual purpose. By this slide, simply I have tried to indicate that by the simple intervention, the productivity of a breed increases by many times. So this intervention was made in Bundelkhandi goat in Bundelkhand region, where we provided a quality breeding bulk and concentrate supplementary feeding of 2000 gram per day. That was only for 180 days, and vaccination and deworming. So we have conducted this experiment with those farmers who have 5 goats dog size. So with this intervention, the survivability was increased by from 74.5 to 90%. Its availability thus increases, body weight also increases. So ultimately, the income, net income, which was before these intervention, it was 1352 rupees per goat, per adult goat, which come out 4741. And this study is based on 2013, in 2013. So because here I have tried to show a business model. If we have to carry out the genetic improvement and conservation program, then there is need to have a breed-based business model. This is the responsibility of institute and universities, and of course progressive farmer. So here this is of course based on the castrated male. So the net profit from Barbary, Jamnapari, Rohi, Bengal goat, again, it is more than 10,000 to 12,000 rupees. However, in case of due to the black color, this black Bengal is having less preference. So this model is more suitable for Barbary, Jamnapari, Rohi, Sojar, and other breeds. With this background, just I want to give some little view, the information, what the improvement programs has occurred in past. So there was some sporadic attempt to improve milk yield by crossing Indian goat with Alpine and Sane. weight gain and body weight improvement by diallele process in the in PL 480 schemes at RBS College. Then Indo-Swiss Boat Development project in 1981 at Ramsar, Rajasthan, to improve milkweed growth potential using alpine and toggenburg with Surohi. And it has resulted with 75 to 150% improvement. But whatever the benefit they achieved in the improvement of the milk yield or the body size, they were neutralized by the high mortality and lower litter size and increased age at first feeding. So ultimately, this project recommended that there should be a selection of kids at 3 months of age from high yielding does, and they should be reared at a cluster and subsequently distributed to the farmers for promoting the milk yield and body size, which we are doing under AICRP program. And AICRP also conducted experiment to increase milk yield using the alpine and Saanen beetle for the north region and alpine Saanen with Malavari for the southern humid region. So there was a improvement by up to 200% in the milk yield. But after a long experimentation, this was also terminated due to high kid mortality and low adaptability and fertility. Similarly, some experiments were also conducted to increase the mohir. Ultimately, all such experiments were discontinued or terminated on account of poor sustainability and poor survivability and poor reproductive performance. So with gaining this kind of experience from the crossbreeding programs, subsequently we focused on the selective breeding and breeding up. And from 1991, we are focusing with the selective breeding strategy in our 1516 breed, and also recommended for the other states also, other breeds also. So in brief, there are the some of the achievements like these. We have created buck mother farm of some of the important breeds, and some are in the progress. There is an improvement in growth up to 60%, milk yield 100%, prolificacy by 5 to 20%. And we also able to resolve or address the issue of the biodiversity, and able to conserve the Burberry, Jamnapari, Surti, beetle, very important breeds. And we have created breed or region specific model, package of practices, technologies, which are leading for commercial goat farming and value chain development, and the capacity building of farmers. Survival rate also has increased from 70 to 90%, and sustainable genetic improvement for economic and fitness traits. The basic objective under these AICRP was to enhance the productivity of both genetic resources of the country in their habitat, to develop germ plant resource center for goat breeds in their habitat, to validate and implement breeding, feeding, and health control technology in the field for improved goat production and health, and capacity building of stakeholders and goat keepers for sustainable and profitable goat husbandry, to determine the role of goat husbandry in livelihood and food security. So you can visualize with these objectives, we have equally focused the management practices, because what we learned that to for the effective or efficient genetic improvement program, there should be some other support from the management, healthcare, nutrition. Then only the breeding improvement program could be effective or create desired results. And we also realize that the capacity building of stakeholder with respect to breed productivity and intervention is also very important. Under AICRP, we are dealing with the 21 units. So we are covering 15 breeds, 3 local genotypes, and 16 states. So you can see this AICRP is going on from the northwest, this temperate region, Ladakh, to the eastern humid region, Kerala, and from Rajasthan to the Assam. So we are having several breeds and units, and these are from in Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, Rahuri, Navsari, Trichy, Bikaner, Ranchi, Guwahati, Palampur, and Ladakh, Pantnagar, Ludhiana. And we are also dealing with the ICR Institute like CIRG, Abhitanagar, Port Blair, Mukteswar, Jhansi, Patna. And there is a one AICRP with NGO, Nari, that is Nari. So with the selective breeding, I have tried to visualize the impact of the selective breeding. So now we are able to have more than 542-liter milk yield in Jamnapari. So from 1997, the 90 days milk yield, there was 72% improvement. And in 140 days milk yield, it was 65% improvement, and total milk yield there was 138% improvement. The important thing is that we are having about 10% goat with more than 400-liter milk yield. So we have attained a gene pool, which in subsequent year going to have a major impact for the milk yield. Similarly, this is the improvement in the Burberry. So in Burberry, there is a 49, 91 and 180% improvement in 90 days, 140 days total milk. So many times we realize that Burberry is a meat breed. But once we conduct a systematic experiment and systemic selection program, it has occurred with a huge potential. So now we have Burberry with more than 250-liter milk yield in a one lactation period. And you can see that the 1997, the total milk yield from Burberry, it was 61 liter. Now it is 171 liter with the net improvement of 180%. I also want to emphasize that to promote a breed, its a sustainable utilization business model is also very important, and we have to simultaneously show its potential in different kind of management systems so that different kind of farmers, businessmen, stakeholders may attract to rear this breed. So we conducted an experiment with Burberry breed, where a group was not given green fodder for entire 4 months of period, and we studied the body weight, the carcass quality, the weight gain, and since it is an economic model, so ultimately the net profit at the rate of 350 rupees per kg. In a group with we are providing the green dry fodder and concentrate, it was 4,512 rupees. And with the concentrate and dry fodder, without green fodder, it was 4,420. And with 400 rupees, it was 5,828. But currently, the meat price is about 600 rupees per kg. So a farmer can earn about 6 to 7,000 rupees just doing such kind of business. And if he is having 50 or 100, he can become millionaire very quickly. This is one of the intervention in terms of multiplier flock scheme in 2013-14. When I surveyed the field area, there was a lot of indiscriminate breeding by the Srohi breed. The reason was that the farmers were not having commercial goat farm of Burberry breed, and institute is also providing most of the time their bucks and goats the government agencies. So we initiated one multiplier flock scheme where we provided 12 to 15 females and 1 to 2 male, just as a to initiate the experiment on the book well. After 2-3 years, it come out with the wonders. Now we are having 50 such kind of multiplier flocks with more than 300 to 400 goat population. So this multiplier flock is further strengthened by the recently introduced the NLM scheme, and this scheme is basically also supporting many other things like disseminating the scientific goat farming, breed conservation, multi-location testing, agri-business model, seed production, value-added product, training center, supply chain. So currently we are having 50 multiplier flock of Burberry and 9 multiplier flock of Jamnapari, and thousands of applications are in pipeline, but we are not able to provide a foundation stock or seed unit to them. This is about the some success story of the some of the multiplier flow owners, as and they are earning like 20 to 30 lakhs rupees per annum, and which I believe it is a very handsome amount. These multiplier flock at commercial scale, they are distributed in 6 states. And one of our farmer in Karnataka, because just for the as a attempt, we try to assess its adaptability and performance. And what the data, though we have not personally visited this farm, but what the data they have given, it is better than the home track. So the semi-arid region of Karnataka might be having very proactive factors for this its growth performance. Similarly, we also found very good performance of Burberry in Karnal and Panipat region. Now, the major challenges. What are the major challenges? That is the increase in the goat productivity in terms of weight gain, milk yield, litter size, survival rate, decrease in dairy goat population as well as their productivity, and development of dairy goat breed with 3 ton milk yield per day, uncontrolled sale or castration of elite potential buck for meat, use of non-evaluated semen by development agencies or many of the state universities or department. This is the one of the area which is of concern, that the many of the agencies, private agencies, government agencies, they are selling semen which is not genetically evaluated. Moreover, they are also not following the goat breeding policy. So the establishment of Buckmother farm of potential breed, because there is a semen, lot of semen is available of different breeds. But when we inquire from where it is coming, where is the Buckmother farm? There is no Buckmother farm. And low consumption with AI of frozen semen, thus economic or having the poor adoption. Because the conception rate with the AI in goat is about 35 to 45%. So, and goat is a seasonal breeder. So in fact, there is a loss of 4 to 6, 7 months. And if you calculate the like 8 to 10 rupees per day cost, management cost of adult female, it come about 4 to 6 thousand rupees. So this is one of the area where, moreover, we can not directly visualize the goat as with the cattle, because the farmers who are having the goat farm, so equal number of male they are getting. So there is a need to educate the farmer to select a good male, so that simultaneously he can have the good potential male for the breeding, and the male of goat having equal, rather better economic value than female. It is not there in the case of cattle. The male is of no economic value, but this is not in the case of goats. So this AI has to be see in that context also. And there is a depletion of grazing resources and increase in feed and fodder cost. Because increased feed and fodder cost, this is also concern one for the commercial farming, because the maximum concentrate goes to poultry. Shifting of goat farming from extensive to semi-intensive and intensive system, it is a really a challenge, require lot of efforts by the government and farmer level, and it will take long time also. real-time data recording, increased access of veterinary infrastructure and support services to farmers. This is a really challenge because still many of the farmers they do not have access of the vaccination and breeding and other also. And of course, there is integration with markets. So these are the some of the challenges. So now the issues with the breeding program, breeding strategies, breeding goals. So these are some of the major. There is a huge scarcity of organized and structured genetic improvement program for potential breed, for endangered breed, for nondescript goat breeds rare in disadvantageous or in migration, or goat breeds rare in a mixed farming system by small farmers. So it is the collective responsibility of the center, state, and farmers to put their efforts for the improvement of all kind of goat, development of broiler and dairy goat breeds for cheban production utilizing indigenous breed and exotic breeds. So the most of the experts they are in view that the crossbreeding with the exotic breeds should be conducted only with the institute or the some of the commercial farm who have sufficient knowledge and sufficient infrastructure uh, and then validated with the progressive farmer, and then subsequently, if found good, then only implemented to the field. And indiscriminate breeding. Farmers practicing this due to ignorance and lack of state breeding support, because now there you will not find the bucks and state AS departments. This is the matter of concern. Also promoting indiscriminate breeding through AI with non-genetically evaluated semen and without following the breeding policy recommended for a state. So the issue is that whether the breeding policy is a part of AI or AI is a part of breeding policy. State-sponsored cross breeding with indigenous and exotic breeds. As I am aware that many of these states, they are implementing the crossbreeding with indigenous as well as the exotic breeds. They have not taken view of the institute as well as the some of the progressive farmers. So, and it is, as you are aware that it is being implemented in Uttarakhand, in Himachal, in many of these states without considering the adaptability and performance. So prioritization of breed and breeding goal for aesthetic genetic improvement, conservation, and grading up. But this is a issue mechanism to cover more goat population under a structured genetic improvement program. So whatever the most of the institute or the universities or the government agencies, they are conducting the genetic improvement program on limited population like 250, 300, 500. So there is a need to create a mechanism or a program where large number of population could be involved in this program, and policy support to migratory shepherds or to continue this business, genetic variability and resilience, and organization of small ruminant migration. Just I like to share my experience in Gujarat. The goats, even they are less productive, but they are continuing it like Jalawadi, Kohilwadi. So when I discussed with the farmers, they told that the under the harsh climatic condition, these such kind of phenotype like long leg, long ear, this kind of coat color, it help a lot for the survivability and to extend production also, and to support to multiplier breeding or commercial flocks and utilization of high value potential animals, implementation of real time data recording, experiment to assess long term performance in terms of quantity as well as quality, and adaptability of breed in stall feeding, try to suggest it for commercial farming. Because what I observed the feedback from some of the farmers, that some of the breeds are not suitable for the stall feeding, which is provided by the farmer. They can rear the goat under stall feeding, but they require a different kind of farm structure, where like they having the agroforestry kind of structure at their farm, particularly for the dairy goat breeds. Genetic improvement and development program for breeds with lesser economic value or having lesser demand, like Ganjam, Bundelkhandi, Chengu. So at present, they are not attracting the farmers in a big way. So, but anyhow, we have to conserve them. So, a separate kind of pilot project is required for them, and policy support to restore and maintain community pasture, because this shifting of goat farming from extensive to semi-intensive and intensive, it will take a lot of time. In brief, the breeding strategy which I suggested with the compilation of all kind of results and data, that breeding strategy for each breed should consider body size, utility, and adaptability to agroclimatic condition of a state and region. A breed and region-specific package of practices incorporated to support breed improvement program either for selective breeding or grading. Buck mother farm and nucleus flock of potential breeds should be established in their respective home tract, preferably in public-private mode, to ensure uninterrupted supply of quality and pure-bred animals to farmer. Of course, semen of elite buck uh, through use AI. Breed improvement program in some of the specialized breed may develop focusing a particular trait or combination of 2 to 3 traits with positive genetic association among each other. In particular, in case of dairy breed, if we combined with the reproductive traits and other kind of traits, the milk potential may dilute, rather dilute. So we should have some focused program, a state or region specific policy and long-term program for genetic improvement should be designed and implemented with core commitment by improving line department with shared responsibilities. Breeding practices may be standardized with management practices to minimize adverse effect of climate change. Package of management practices model for potential breed in different agroclimatic regions may be developed, validated, and implemented to fill up critical gaps for switching a breed from extensive to semi-intensive and stall feeding. A package of strategic management practices also developed for different agroclimatic regions suitable for extensive system, as goat production may persist long. So we cannot immediately left more than 80% goats on their fate. Nomad and pastoralist farmer mostly residing in the disadvantageous region should be given input support to conserve peculiar breed characteristics for conservation, adaptability, and climate resilience. Such may be carried out for goat breed-based entrepreneurship development, including processing and marketing. Pilot project may be initiated for endangered breed to explore their utility and conservation. Crossbreeding with exotic breed for milk, meat, fiber currently may be allowed at institute or organized farm with 5 prime conditions or goal, that they has to increase productivity, profitability, adaptability, techno-feasibility, and long-term consequences for the conservation and improvement. To minimize outcrossing and indiscriminate breeding, a guiding policy for different states to be suggested, considering market, productivity, climate change, utilization, and conservation of breed. Redesigning of selection criteria, breeding policy, and programs for dairy goat breeds development. Initially, breeds of semi-arid region like Jamna Pari, Beetle, Jakrana, Surti may be prioritized for improvement, followed by high potential dual purpose breeds such as Barbary, Malavari, Sirohi, Sangam dairy. Development and strengthening of infrastructure for milk collection, storage, processing, and marketing is equally important for the dairy goat development. So this infrastructure integrate breeding policy and program with market, particularly with natural and organic farming, especially in range and disadvantaged region, because now the products from the organic and natural farming, they are having very premium price. And in India, the goat farming is predominantly done by under these conditions. So we should harvest this opportunity. All the genetic improvement programs are long-term in nature and dependent on many other supports, therefore, sincerely implemented. Causes of failures should also be properly recorded and ruled out through midterm evaluation, along with necessary modification, but not by changing the core objective and approach. And most of the genetic improvement program could not be succeeded to up to the desired level due to their imperfect implementation.